Okay, it's been a bit since I've last posted something. I decided to make a thumbnail which is either going to be the greatest thing I've ever made or the worst thing I've ever made. But seriously, I want to give a progress report on what I've been doing with Project Outsider. As you can see, I've been showcasing attire slots, which I've been working on for the past few weeks, and maybe showing off a couple of character spoilers, although some of these outfits are just for CAWs. I'm 75% done with the attire part, and I was able to import a lot of stuff from the past release of Project Outsider. After that's going to be the default outfits, the movesets, and some other things. And I also want to say I can do a lot of this because of the massive improvements to Retro Randy's No Mercy Plus. I'm currently using the open beta version 3 as a base for this project, and there's a lot more that can be done to edit in this game than previous releases and even my WrestleMania 2000 projects. And I know a lot more of what can be edited, what can't be edited, some limits that I have, some limits that can be surpassed. I'm also going to shoot a link to his Patreon in the description. Randy's been working very hard on this. A lot of stuff is going to be helping in the future of a No Mercy mods. I'll look at the ECW Born to Be Wired, his other project. I see that as kind of a beta testing as well, because there's things that are constantly getting discovered every day, constant bugs, and there's a lot of stuff that can be backported into future releases on No Mercy Plus. As Randy said, the purpose of No Mercy is to serve as a base and to make it easier to discover things. The save bug factor is a thing where sometimes there's a point where everything gets erased, but it's not an easy fix, and Randy's doing a lot to look into it, as he said. Another thing, in the future, it may be possible to expand this roster, which I'm hoping come to pass. He's been very open with how he's going about the ROM hacking and putting a lot of work into this, and it's definitely worth checking out, no matter what any smelly idiots can say. Before, there was a limit on what I could do with attires, and what I can do now is just awesome to see. I can rename the outfits, and the menus look a lot cleaner. Everything has their correct name. The amount of attire slots has increased, and in some cases doubled. Before, with WrestleMania 2000, I was limited to what the textures before were there. For example, if I had a short sleeve shirt, I would only be able to use the slots that the short sleeve shirt used, so it would just be the chest, the back, and the sleeves. Looking into it, I'm not able to edit all parts of an attire, so that means the front, the back, the long and short sleeves, and even the back of the head, and that opens up a lot of options, and they can also be done with the shapes too, because before, if I was limited to a certain amount of tucked in shirts, a certain amount of tucked out shirts, and that limited me, and I've noticed this a lot in ECW House Party, where I had to take out some shirts I wanted to put in the system, but the limit seems to be pretty much gone. I mean, there is a limit, but I mean, it's just so far off, I'm able to put a lot of stuff in there. It's also similar to the masks and head attires. Before, if I had an item that just was like glasses, all I could do was change the face texture. But I can also now change the face texture, back texture, and even the shoulder textures. So that means I can put some really nice looking masks in the game. And I'm surprised that the original No Mercy was really lax with the masks. I mean, it was definitely possible. And it really improves the amount of characters I can make, and I'm just really glad to see that. The funny thing is, with the face masks, the only limit was that you couldn't change the palettes on them. For example, I could go to a shirt, you could change, there are two palettes you can change, but you can't do that with the mask. But you can do it with the hats. And you can actually set the hats so they have no crazy textures. They're two bandana textures, and I can just change those into masks so I can get some nice Rey Mysterio masks set up there. With all these open attire slots, it means it can be a lot looser with adding alternate attires. I have about 75 unused slots for top outfits, including the ones I already have. So I can just go crazy with stuff. I can do some CV Richards hairband t-shirts. In fact, I have a lot of band t-shirts. Got wrestlers like Raven, Bull Nakano, and just all these heavy metal t-shirts I want to add. I'm also adding some stuff from the original texture-based Outsider that I didn't have room for when I did Outsider Plus. So that means you're going to get 1999 Midlife Crisis Macho Man, a couple Glacier outfits, and a couple of Mortal Kombat Ninja outfits I had back then. I'm still trying to figure out how to make a Batman cowl and a mask of King from Tekken. But I mean, I can definitely get those done. I just have to figure out how to go about it. That said, there's kind of a limit with character spaces. As of now, there are 108 total spaces, and I plan to fill 105 of them and leave 3 of them blank. There's still going to be 18 editable total, but it'll be like the old release of Project Outsider, where they'll be pre-filled with characters. That said, there's a problem in the past games I've noticed when people try to play the game where the default roster wasn't correct because I had to have that save file to expand those 18 slots. And hopefully with this release, I'll be able to have the intended roster as it is, like no characters out of place, and they'll be playable off the bat. Another way I kind of want to expand this roster is with everyone's favorite 3 letters, DLC. This is going to be free DLC, and use the term DLC for this game as just stuff that I'm not able to put in the main game, but I can add later. The way I'm going to do this is create some memory packs of characters that can be plugged into the spots. Most of the new ones will be using the outfit parts that are plugged in the game and that you're seeing as this video goes on. And if the roster can be expanded later, I'm kind of giving myself a little head start on adding these characters in anyway. One last thing, I was contemplating working on Titantrons. They've been really improved for No Mercy Plus. Similar to the ones that I did in WrestleMania X, where I was able to use a lot smoother animations. But thinking about that, I just don't really see the point of doing it unless they play when the guy goes to the ring. And back in the day when I played No Mercy, I always wanted to skip them anyway. And if I did that, it'd probably take a couple of months before I'd release the game. And I just don't really feel it's so worth it to change all the Titantrons. Anyways, I'm making a lot of progress. I'm really happy with where I am right now. I don't think I'll be able to release it soon, just because there's just so much work. But I do want to try to get it done by the end of the year. And I'm just as I'm adding things, it's all coming together. I'm just really liking how the final product's going to turn out. And again, I hope you enjoy it, and see you later.